Hey everyone, Colin once again, and welcome back to the next movie review. And yeah, I know it's Halloween no more, but I just wanted to review because it's one of the films I actually surprised I liked this year. So just came out rather recently, like almost a month now. But I would say this is probably the best horror film I've seen this year, which I originally thought was gonna be The Pope's Exorcist because just so it shows how crappy horror films have been this year. So, but I liked The Pope's Exorcist. I thought that was gonna be the best one I've seen, but actually, this one actually I think was the best one I've seen this year, and which I was really about skeptic on because, okay, the film it's Thanksgiving. Yeah, of course, for the title, yes, it's Thanksgiving. That was originally based on the fake trailer that Eli Roth directed. That from those series of fake trailers that when the time when Grindhouse came out, from 2007, the Grindhouse films like from Planet Terror and Death Proof, right? They showed a bunch of fake trailers. One that Edgar Wright directed called Don't, or the one that Rob Zombie directed. I forgot that one was called. It was like the Nazi werewolf one, but and then there was the one with, of course, Machete, Robert Rodriguez, and then there was The Hobo with the Shotgun with Rutger Hauer, and then there was the one, this one, Thanksgiving, that Eli Roth directed. And remember, in the fake trailer, it starred Michael Biehn. He was the sheriff in it, and even Eli Roth had a cameo in that trailer as well. Well, Eli Roth came back to direct the movie. And honestly, I was surprised by it. I was skeptic at first, because of, first of all, I wasn't big. I'm not a fan of Machete or the sequel, Machete Kills, or just say Machete, And The Hobo with the Shotgun. I like Rutger Hauer though, but wasn't overall big on that film either. But this film, probably say the best one of the fake trailers I made. They haven't made the one Don't, or the one with the Rob Zombie directed one, the werewolf zombie ladies, or Nicolas Cage had his cameo in that film. That trailer, I mean not film, but trailer. But I actually like this one, and I will say the best horror film I've seen this year, right? Because there was plenty of good gory kills, even though there was a couple of them I thought was kind of tame from the comparison from we saw from the trailer. But overall, it was still do get some pretty gruesome kills in this film, despite a couple of them I thought was tamed from the trailer. So the film stars, you have Patrick Dempsey, who is the sheriff in this, but part of me is like, I wish they brought back Michael Biehn to be the sheriff, because I like Michael Biehn as an actor, from Aliens to The Terminator, Tombstone, among other films as well, The Abyss. But despite that, I thought Patrick Dempsey was I thought he was very decent in this film. I mean, I like Patrick Dempsey. I've seen him in I liked him in other films. Like recently, I reviewed when he was in Scream 3, which to me is one of the best, the only best sequel of the Scream series. Honestly, at least he got a decent fight with Ghostface. I mean, he headbutts him. That was kind of cool, and he survives. That was nice too, as the cop. But here I thought he was pretty, despite not being Michael Biehn though, I thought Patrick Dempsey was very decent in this film as well. Not many other memorable cast members, but there was another one. You have this lead girl by the name of Jessica. Her father is actually played by Rick Hoffman, and Rick Hoffman, if I remember, he was the American client in Hostel. When Jay Hernandez was trying to escape, and Rick Hoffman comes in, and he was the American client. He's like, "Hey, so how do I look, right?" Or maybe he's like, "Maybe I should make it quick. Maybe I should shoot her." No, I thought I'll make it slow and painful. Yeah, he was he was that guy. And I also remember him. He was also in Cellular. with Chris Evans, Kate Basinger, William Macy, and Jason Statham. He was the guy that Chris Evans, he stole his car from, and then when he was at the car where his the place where his car was impounded, and he's like, oh, stop, just give me back my goddamn car. And when he's gonna pay for it, when Chris Evans steals his car again, he's like, one scratch that paint job, and guess what gets an ass whoop. And then Chris Evans steals his car again. So he was in Cellular too, which that was kind of a funny role for him too. But in this film, I actually was surprised that he was actually a good guy in this movie. Because from what I saw in the trailer, I thought he was going to be like an asshole father or a typical bad guy, right? But actually, he wasn't. Actually, Rick Hoffman surprised me. He's the father of the character of the lead girl Jessica, who owns this store, which is called Right Mart. You know, but Walmart, right? But it's called Right Mart. He owns this store. And he's actually, he's being a decent father, supportive of the daughter, So actually, I thought Rick Hoffman did a pretty good job, in this, in being a good guy, trying to be a very decent father, a supportive father. I wish he was just for a bit more though, like trying to help with the daughter, trying to help find out who's the killer, I wish they could get a little more between the father and daughter concept, But otherwise, though, I thought he was a very decent. I thought it was Rick Hoffman did a pretty decent job in this film. And as the other cast members, like you have the teens and stuff, the friends of the lead girl. I mean, the opening was kind of like pretty much insane, like how Black Friday is, right? Because how crazy sometimes crazy people can act like on Black Friday, right? From what I've seen in the past, from footage, right? People just always just go crazy, and they get some actually pretty pretty brutal scenes in this, unlike comparable from the opening for what I saw in Krampus, because Krampus had kind of like an opening like that, but it was not gruesome at all, though. But yeah, I like this better than Krampus. What was I saying? But there was some the girl Jessica. She had a boyfriend, the first boyfriend, I would say, because she later has another boyfriend. But the first boyfriend in this, he gets severely injured. He tries to help someone. He gets badly injured, like his arm gets broken. And how the way it was done, pretty decent makeup effects. Like how the way the arm is broken is like, ooh, Mika's like, oh, that kind of like really hurts, Really brutal way how the arm gets broken. And then there was this woman. I guess how people can be so blind. I mean, people can act crazy on Black Friday though, but still, I guess she got slammed between two carts, and I guess shortly after that she died. And I think some of her hair got got pulled off, ripped off, and like I was like, ooh. But that woman, she got killed, and people are just brutally in this whole massacre thing in this Black Friday, at the store at the Right Mart. So, but with that, and then the boyfriend got the arm being broken, and just like, ooh, that was a decent effect. And after that, then it's a year later, and the first boyfriend. For what was the guy? Was it Bobby or I forget though? But she has another boyfriend by the name of Ryan, I think. Yeah, and I'm like, okay. First of all, this is a nitpick. I know it's a nitpick, but the second boyfriend basically doesn't do jack shit. Basically towards the third act, he just disappears, and the original boyfriend does most of the helping. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm jumping ahead here. Okay, spoilers. Yeah, spoilers. Yeah, I'm giving spoilers. Yes. I'm like when come towards the third act, the second new boyfriend is nowhere to be found. He like pops up towards like the end. I mean, the original boyfriend does most of the helping of his ex-girlfriend, and then it's funny by the end, even he did most of the work and helping with the killer and all that stuff. Like the second boyfriend, he just comes back in and. Basically, they get back together with those two get back together, and they're in bed together. I'm like, So he just runs away, disappears, and he ends up getting the girl at the end. I'm like, how does that work? I mean, you should. I mean, I think the boyfriend. I think she should have went back to the original boyfriend because he's the one who did most of the helping more than the second boyfriend did. I'm like, that doesn't make. Yeah, that makes sense. Even though the original boyfriend did a lot of helping though, but your second new boyfriend, he basically just disappears to almost the third act until now after it's all over he gets the girl now. I'm like, how does that work? I'm like, yeah. And while it's said and done, there's a killer wearing dressed like a pilgrim of John Carver, wearing a John Carver mask. And when it takes place, takes in Plymouth, Massachusetts. You know, the place of all the whole when Thanksgiving started, right? In Plymouth, Massachusetts. So you have a killer running around dressed like a pilgrim of John Carver, wearing a John Carver mask, and he's killing a bunch of people. And what's the connection? Why all these murders are? What's the connection with all these murders? And when it comes to the kills, and part of me is, and also, but not only that with the kills though, but part of me wants to kind of like root for the bad guy, because a lot of times with these kills, what's their connection? Part of me is like, yeah, I kind of want to be rooting for the bad guy here, honestly. I want to be rooting for the killer, because one of the kills is that one of the victims, who was present during the Black Friday of the last year, they recorded this whole thing and posted it on the internet. I'm like, and the guy who posted it gets his head bashed, and I'm like, good, you know. The guy got what he deserved, you know. That was kind of. I'm like, why would you upload this on the internet? I'm like, I mean, people can upload anything, and just to either make a laugh out of it or make money off it, though. But I'm like, yeah, the guy gets his head bashed in. I'm like, good, the guy got what he deserved. Part of me is like, this is like, I'd rather be rooting for the bad guy than these people, you know, because a lot of these people like kind of like got what they deserved from last year, you know. And then there was another one where one gets one, especially the one the stepmother of the lead girl, she gets cooked in the oven. You know, it's playing out some of the stuff that's played out from the original trailer, like from the original trailer. This is what I mean by a little bit tame here. I mean, the stepmother gets cooked in the oven, gets presented like a turkey right on the dinner table when the killer has a lot of people, the victims and some of the corpses there at the dinner table, and the mother is presented like a turkey, right? And but this time, like, it has, which I kind of like, I was like, oh, this is kind of like this is like a courteous thing for the killer, right? Because he kept her shorts on, or panties, whatever you say, on the burnt stepmother, the cooked stepmother, right? Okay, so he shows a little courtesy here, like, okay, keeping the the shorts on the cooked stepmother. That's what made it a little bit tame, because in the original trailer it's a little more grisly, right? Or the instance where you have the trampoline scene from the trailer, but this is toned down now, because from the girl that's jumping on the trampoline, you know, taking off her underwear, and which you know, when she lands, of course it was blocked out during that trailer, but it lands right on her ass when the knife stabbed through the trampoline. Of course, that was kind of cut down instead. Like, the girl's on the trampoline, the killer stabbing through, you know, cutting the hands, the feet, whatever, and I'm like, yeah, it's bloody enough though. But the thing is, though, they kind of really switched it from the original trailer, right? He's thinking, well, she was gonna jump on it and land on her ass on the blade, right? But no, that didn't happen though. But and of course, also from the trailer, you have the parade scene with the person in the mascot costume, right? And then the killer comes in, decapitates. Of course, they did. Of course, they had to do that from the trailer as well. But regardless, though, there's some of the tame stuff. There is some pretty brutal, bloody, gory stuff in this movie, which kills, which I thought was pretty good. You know, a lot of good practical bloody gore effects, and one gets like a buzz blade. You know, that was like, ooh, you know. Or another one where some did make me cringe at one point and maybe go, "Ooh, shit," you know. That's kind of brutal. And one by one, so when more people getting killed, they find out they were late. When they find out that why these victims are being killed, because they were related during the incident of the Black Friday massacre from last year, right? And when it comes to with the spoiler, spoiler right here. When it comes to who is the killer, because at first they suspected it was the original boyfriend, but actually turns out it's actually the sheriff, Patrick Dempsey, because it revealed that the woman who was killed from the start, right, she was pregnant with his kid. So he wanted revenge of the people who were responsible, like whoever's involved in it, right? So that's why he was doing this. Part of me kind of like wants to, because a lot of these people are kind of like scumbags, especially that one guy who, like I said, the one guy who recorded the whole thing, put it on the internet, right? I'm like, good, the guy got what he deserved, you know? Part of me was kind of root for Patrick Dempsey in this case. I'm like, is he really the bad guy? Because he's more of the good guy for dealing with his own justice, right? But yeah, then he goes and chases after the character, the lead girl, Jessica. And like this whole part where the second boyfriend, he just disappears, right? And then when the old boyfriend comes in and has to help her out, right, and help him with take down Patrick Dempsey. I'm like, and also part of me kind of reminds me of the original of the My Bloody Valentine type of vibe, you know. That's the kind of I was kind of given off in a way. Although I would say I like the original My Bloody Valentine. Wasn't really big on the remake overall from 2009. I mean, it's not the worst remake I've seen. There are a lot of worse remakes I've seen, though, but it's kind of like, mediocre type remake, you know, because it was done for the 3D effects as well. But I kind of say I kind of like this better than the remake of My Bloody Valentine. But I was kind of getting vibes from that, though. But and then of course when it comes to the finale, that when they said the caused this big explosion and that Patrick Dempsey is caught in it, right? And thinking that it's all over, but that is when the second boyfriend comes back in and gets back with the girl, right? And this time they're in bed together. I'm like, you just like basically just popped off, you know, got the hell out of Dodge for most of the third act, right? But your first boyfriend who actually helped you, and yet you end up getting back with the second boyfriend who didn't do jack shit, and you end up back with him. I'm like, get back with the first boyfriend, because he's one who basically helped you for pretty much a lot of it, and yet you get back with your second boyfriend who basically didn't do nothing. And then she has like this nightmarish dream where Patrick Dempsey's still alive, and it kind of takes on the play on that, and which of course they're already setting up for a sequel, so maybe the fact that Patrick Dempsey is still alive. But overall, yeah, I liked Thanksgiving. I would say yes, the best horror film I've seen this year. Then second I would put The Pope's Exorcist, because that's what I originally thought was the best one I've seen. But actually this one turns out to be, I think, considering how shitty horror films have been this year, I mean, I like this Thanksgiving. I think it's a lot better than Scream 6, better than Skinamarink, better than Megan, better than the Evil Dead. Well, 2013 though, because I reviewed it though. But better than Evil Dead Rise. I think all those films are such overrated. Hey, I was definitely for the horror films. I was saying, for the horror films that came out this year, Thanksgiving is easily better than any of those. Scream 6, Skinamarink, Evil Dead Rise. I think those are all overrated. Even I would probably even say, as I even said, The Pope's Exorcist I think is a lot better than those ones. Yeah, because those films I think are just overrated. People like them, that's fine, but it's your opinion though. But to me, I think those are overrated and they're very shitty. Sorry. Thanksgiving is easily better than any of those movies. So, but overall, for for the cast, I mean, I like Rick Hoffman. It was he was saying playing a good guy, being a very decent dad to the lead girl. Patrick Dempsey, I thought he was very decent as the sheriff. Part of me wishes it was Michael Biehn though, like I said, because I liked him for it was who I saw in the fake trailer though. You get plenty of good, decent, gory kills. Even though a couple, like I said, were from when we saw the trailer that were tamed down though. But still, I thought overall a lot of good bloody kills, and the characters, the rest of the cast, like the teenagers, they were there though. I mean, not horrible, but I thought the lead girl was decent. But some of these characters like kind of got what they deserved. More, like I said, I kind of wish I'm more rooting for the killer, you know, most of the time. So, but overall, yeah, and I thought it was very well paced. It's a short movie. It wasn't 2 hours long, which, like I said, wasn't a pain in the ass. I'm always complaining about movies being over 2 hours long nowadays. But I thought it was very well paced as well, and it made enough money on a budget of $15 million, made like close to $40 million. So it's easily going to get a sequel, which they are planning on getting a sequel. So, which if I look forward to it, I will, because I'll give it the benefit of the doubt because I liked this movie. So, like I said, best horror film I've seen this year. So, but overall, yeah, and I thought Eli Roth did a good job directing the film. Writing wise, like some of the dialogue he gives to these characters, like the teens and stuff, right? I thought it could be written better because I think Eli Roth, I think he's better in directing more than as a writer. I think he's as better as a director as a writer, because he can't write for, when it comes to humor, he can't write for crap, honestly. Like we do with Cabin Fever, or especially for Knock Knock, which I hated. But as for films, the only other one I like from Eli Roth, excuse me, was the Death Wish remake from 2018 with Bruce Willis. That was like the other film I liked. I mean, Eli Roth, I mean, I hated Knock Knock. To me, that's Keanu Reeves' worst movie. The House of the Clock with a Clock on its walls with Jack Black. I know Cabin Fever had potential, but due to the writing of its humor, it made it look silly. And of course, Hostel. Of course, if it wasn't for the third act and I like Jay Hernandez though, I probably wouldn't have liked that film as much though. But that's one of the big reasons why I liked it, because of Jay Hernandez and the third act from him escaping. Second film I hated because they killed him off at the start of the film. So, but I'm not overall big on Eli Roth's movies though. But I thought the Death Wish remake was decent, and I actually like this film. I think this is the best film that Eli Roth directed. To me, I think this is the best one he's did. So, overall, yeah, I think stick with the directing, not the writing part, because I think he mostly sucks as a writer. I just think to stick with the directing, not writing. But overall, yes, despite a couple of nitpicks, though, I liked Thanksgiving. To me, it's one of the best horror film I've seen this year. Would I put it in my top 10? Yes, I would. So overall, yeah, but that's Thanksgiving, and I thought overall it paid off well from making from that fake trailer they did from 2007. But overall, yeah. But thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next movie review, and we'll see you next time. Later.